keep dying in DayZ and you have no idea what's going on? Well, I got nearly 6,000 hours. I'm ready to do a tutorial. Boom, you spawned it on the coast. You have no idea what's going to happen. I don't either. But thankfully, you got this tutorial now. First thing we're going to want to take note of is our HUD, okay? In the bottom right-hand corner, this is our water stat. This is our food stat. This is our temperature. This is our blood and our HP or health. If either of the two on the right ever get to 0, you're dead. You die. The 3 on the left determine your health stat, okay? So if either of them ever get into the red or like the danger zone, if you will, you'll start losing HP. On the other side, we have our stamina bar and also how loud we're being, okay? So you'll see my stamina is there. If I jump, it goes down a bunch. If I jump, it goes down a bunch. It goes down a bunch. Now, if I stay still right now, it'll raise really quick. But if I jog, it's going to be very slow, right? If I walk, a little bit faster. But if I stay still, very quick. So how quick you're moving determines how quick your stamina is going to come back. Now, next to that, we have how loud we're being, okay? So I'm going to jog on this terrain right here. See how it's 3 lines right there? But then if I go on the grass, 2 lines. So not only does how we are moving about matter, but also what we're moving on matters when it comes to how loud we are being, which ultimately is a good way to avoid zombies being nice and quiet, okay? And if I crouch, right, I'm being very quiet. I'm crouching on this. I'm crouching over here. Still 2, right? Crouching is like, God, dude. I'm laying down, I'm absolutely silent. Okay, we're red water, so as you can see, we're starting to lose HP down there. Now, we need to get to these houses. So normally when you spawn, there's going to be houses within an eye shot, right? If there wasn't, let's say I was somewhere way over there where there's no houses, what I would do is I would put the ocean on my left or on my right, and I would run. Reason being, there are coastal towns plopped every so many miles on the beach, and you're destined to run into one of these buildings or one of these cities, okay? So let's go get some loot. So when we get to a town, we're going to be looking for a couple key items, okay? Most importantly, we're looking for a knife, okay? We're obviously looking for food as well, but a knife is ultra important because it will allow us to navigate so many different crafting components of the game, okay? It looks like I found a cool shirt here. So if I want to put this shirt onto my person, I would drag it and drop it onto my chest. Now, the problem with this is all of your items will transfer as well, okay? So what you got to do in order to get those items back is either drag and drop them on your chest, or an even quicker option is double clicking. I could double click all of these, right? If I double click these shoes, boop, they're in my inventory, okay? But if I wanted to put these shoes on, I would drag them and drop them, and it would transfer the shoes over, right? So when you want to pick something up very fast, you're going to double click it. When you want to drop something very fast, you control left click, okay? For all my console friends, I'm sorry, I don't know the controls there, but if you if you go to the options in the settings, control, configure keybinds, it'll tell you all of that, okay? I guess I can look here too, but I'll leave that for you guys, okay? So that's how we pick up things. Now, let's say I wanted these shoes. Let's say, let me find one of these other buildings here. Let's say I want this balaclava. I'm going to drag it. I'm going to drop it onto my person. Oh, looks like we found a can of peaches. So I want to take these can of peaches into my hand. I can hold the same action button, and it'll put them in my hand. So now, this can of peaches is great, but I need something to open it. And for that, I need any sharp object. This could be a handsaw, a knife, anything. And how I'm going to find that is going to be looking through civilian buildings like these, and also industrial sheds like this. So I'm going to check a couple buildings here. We're going to see if we can't find some sort of sharp object. So I like these pants here. I'm going to drag them, drop them, and it's going to transfer. See? I got some pants. Okay, let's keep going. We'll check the shed after. Boom. A knife. Okay, so now I take the knife into my hands. I drag and combine the peaches, and it says open can, hold. Boom. the quality of the item that you are opening it with is going to determine how much of the peaches you get. So see how on the bottom, on the bottom here, there's a white line and a gray line. The white is how much of the peaches I have left. The gray is how much is spilled or how much I've eaten, okay? So if I got a can opener, I would have it all the way full. A knife is pretty good, right? If I open it with a sledgehammer, how much do you think I'm going to get, right? So picture the item that you're opening it with. Picture opening it with that in real life, and that's going to tell you about how much you're going to get out of it, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and eat this. So I just looted a civilian building, and I found a knife almost immediately, okay? Let's check the shed like I said I was going to. Boom. And there's a handsaw here. So if I didn't open the can of peaches with the knife, I could have opened it with this handsaw equally as much, right? So I actually had a really lucky start there. Two sharp objects within the first couple buildings that I looted, okay? And a can of peaches. So what you're going to be looking for in these houses is essentially you're going to want to find inventory, right? You're going to want to find clothes that you like with good inventory space, right? Keep in mind, insulation is a stat for all clothes. So if I'm wearing capris where my ankles are showing, right, they're not going to have very good insulation. You have 2 shoulder spots. These are going to be for like primary weapons, an axe or a machine gun, something like that. Your vest slot is going to be for armor or like an inventory capacity vest, right? We have our jacket, our top slot. We have a belt. We have our pants, we have a backpack, we have something to go on top of our head, something to go on our face, right? This is best insulation, super good balaclava. We have our eyes, which can be like sunglasses or anything like that. We have gloves, boots, and an armband ultimately. But what you're going to want from clothes is good insulation and good visibility or good lack of visibility otherwise. You're not going to want to wear pink if you're trying to survive in the woods, right? But ultimately, if you want to wear the drip, get dripped on. Get swaggy on them. Let them know, you know what I mean? But if you're trying to survive in the long term and you're going to be in a lot of forested areas, maybe it's something to think about, staying to the tones of Mother Earth, okay? Really quick, we have a hot bar down here, so I have a knife. If I drag it and I drop it onto the hot bar, I can just press that button and the knife will come up, okay? I can also press the tilde key. I don't know what it is on console. I'm sorry, my friends. Tilde key, and it will just pop that up. And if I hold the tilde key, that's how we make all the HUD disappear, okay? So now that I got a knife, I got a little bit of food in my belly. I'm going to want to find, obviously, more sick loot. But the number one thing that I tell people to find is, find a police station. Why? Well, we're going to want armor, and police stations often have armor, okay? But on our way, I bet we find some zombies. Okay, there's one over there. Probably going to find some more over here as well. Now, the combat tutorial begins, my friends. Different weapons are going to have different strengths for zombies, okay? I'm going to go get some weapons really quick. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Here we are. I have a kitchen knife. I have a pickaxe. And I have a crowbar, okay? Different weapons are going to hit the zombies differently, but ultimately, you're going to fight with all of them exactly the same. First, I'm going to teach you how to fight with just your fisticuffs, because I think it's important as a base, okay? When we hold right-click, we're bringing up our hands, okay? Then I could left-click, and I could throw a punch, a punch, a punch, a punch. I could do that until my stamina runs out, right? Now, if I hold shift, I could do a power shot. Okay. And that's super useful for staggering the zombies. I could even combo them together. But if you notice, my stamina goes down very quickly when you do that, okay? You can also do a running punch. Okay? Running full sprint, and I left punch, okay? And that will also stagger the zombies, okay? I'm going to bring this one over here, and I'm going to show you literally the strongest tool you have versus zombies, which is blocking, okay? Because these zombies, no matter how brave they are, I'm going to try and aggro just one of them. You smell like feta cheese. Yeah, that's right. I said that. Look at this guy. Okay, so I'm going to bring this guy over here, and I'm going to show you guys the power of blocking really quick, okay? Excuse you. So all I got to do is hold right click and walk backwards. Yeah, how did jiu-jitsu go today? Yeah, I'll tell you all about it. It went pretty good. I got choked out 3 times, 3 different people. Felt very small, but wow, it was such a great experience. This man was sweating all over me. So the idea is I could block forever and they will never hit me, right? Now, if I power punch, they will be staggered, right? If I just left click with no power punch, I could hit them in between and I could knock them out without taking damage for sure. But ultimately, they are gonna hit you unless you stagger them, okay? So with this one over here, a good way to think of it is there are infinite zombies in the world, but I don't have infinite HP. So I don't want to take any damage from any zombie I come across, right? So people who do this, they run up and they're blasting off at the zombie, they're going. I just took damage. I just took more damage. Granted, 2 hits, right? It doesn't feel like much, but imagine 20 zombies later. 2 hits each, right? So when you're fighting zombies, really think of them as something that you can't get hit by. How do I stop that? I could block. But, oh, and look at this one. This one spawned a little backpack for us. And also a rotten piece of food. I see you guys in the comments. You can eat rotten food. They're setting you up for trouble. Don't believe them, guys. But look at this backpack. So I could drag this. I got a backpack now. Okay. But let me show you how we want to fight zombies when it comes to fighting. Okay. You want to stagger them in a way that allows you to get a rhythm with them, okay? So watch this. I'm going to try and not hit this one in the face to knock him out. Staggered. Can they hurt me? No, I'm going to block. I'm going to block. Make sure I don't take any damage, right? Block. Okay, I'm safe. I'm safe. Stagger him. Block. 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 And get comfortable with that. Block super early so you don't have to, you know what I mean? Just block. Just make sure you're blocking all the time. Stagger him. The second you stagger him, don't even push towards him. Just block. I'm so scared, right? I live in fear. And then eventually you're going to find that perfect timing that doesn't give them an opportunity to swing back on you, right? So that's how we want to fight zombies. But let's say sometimes, every now and then, it gets to be too much, right? There's too many zombies. Okay, that's when we use the zombies' ultimate kryptonite. Okay, let's gather a couple here. Hey, zombie apocalypse! Hey, need more. I guess I'll do it with this one really quick. Check it out. All I gotta do is lock them in, right? And then I could, if I wanted to, you know what I mean? If I wanted to, but that's zombie abuse, and I'm not into that. Okay, so as long as you lock them in a door, they are in there now forever. This guy is literally, this guy's on display. We're in the Netherlands. This is that place in Amsterdam. Oh God, someone's gonna make fun of me. And you get what I'm saying? And we could do this with a bunch of zombies. Ultimately, if we get comfortable and understand the buildings, we could lock a bunch of zombies in. Oh, look it. Looks like we found a police station. Let's see. This zombie doesn't have armor, but so relative to those zombies over there, they're going to be all civilian zombies, right? Because those are civilian buildings. This is a police building. So we found a police zombie, right? And they're going to have loot relative to what building they belong to. So this is a police zombie. We can imagine it's going to have police loot on it, right? Yep, it has some bullets, right? Oh, we got zombies. Oh, no. Oh, no, we got some more zombies over here. Oh, no, zombies. Ah! And look at that one. That one's got armor right there. 2 of them do. Okay, so what I want to do, I don't want to get myself cornered, right? It's very important that if you have a bunch of zombies on you, you make sure to use obstruction, so you use things in the way, right? But what you want to do is you want to bring it into something like this, and you just want to lock them in. Okay. I got a couple over here. Boom. Okay. Oh, there's one more over here. Look at this. Okay. And obviously, you're probably going to get hit once. Let's be honest. Like, I've been doing this a long time, so it's easier for me, but you're probably going to get hit on your way out. And you may even miss it, and they may even come out. It's okay. Just keep that little bit of stamina that allows you to sprint up ahead of them. and stay out of reach, and then ultimately you're gonna get it one of those times and you're gonna close them in there, right? So I can navigate like infinite zombies almost, you know what I mean? Just if I have doors to lock them in, okay? Now, earlier I said we're gonna wanna find a police station because we're gonna wanna find armor. And I cannot express on a multiplayer level, like where other players are gonna be trying to hurt you as well as the zombies. You're gonna wanna find armor. And if you look on this zombie right here in the middle, I'm gonna zoom in on him. Armor on that zombie, armor over here. And this is one of the static spawns, so this is like a random event, okay? But I'm gonna draw some of these zombies away here. Oh. God damn it. Alright, well, looks like we just had a little server restart, so scratch my whole plan. Okay, but you're gonna want to find a police station because they have a chance to spawn armor. Oh, there's a police vest right there. Okay. So this is going to give me added protection versus not only the zombies, but also against players that shoot against me, right? I could keep looting this for other things, but... And you definitely should, but I'm not worried about that right now. Next, we're going to want to find a well. Thankfully for me, I know where one is very close. Bam, ba, bam. Boom. That's what they look like. Whenever you find these guys, it is incredibly important that we navigate this way, okay? So, I found this water bottle back there on a zombie, okay? If I were to drink the water that is in this water bottle, and this goes for all water containers that you find in the map, right? If I were to drink this water right now as it is, I would get sick, okay? So water bottles you find in the world are not safe. You have to either purify what I have in there or empty it in its entirety, make sure all of it is out, and then fill it up at a well. And if you have it in your hands, which you just drag and drop onto your hands here, and you go up to a well, left click, it'll fill it all the way up. Okay? Now, whenever you go to a well, this is massively important, okay? I can't express how important this is for new players. If you don't have a plastic bottle, you can still drink at the well, by the way. You just hold the F. It's just going to take a long time. And you haven't taken any water in until right now. Once that circle completes the first time, right? So think about how long that is for a sniper to go into this window right here, right? For a new player to walk up. And it goes very slow as you do that. But instead, you want to find a canteen or a pot or a water bottle, and you want to drink it in its entirety, okay? In its entirety. You want to fill your stomach up with water. Why? I don't know when the next time I'm going to find a well is, but I do know I have one right now, and I know where it is as well, right? So what you want to do is you want to use this opportunity to get your water as maxed as possible, right? When you have the opportunity, you jump on that thing. So once we drink too much, our stomach icon is going to come up. And that icon right there is just telling us that if we continue consuming food or drink, we will vomit. And we'll lose, when we vomit, we'll lose some of our stat for water and food. So I've got armor, I've got food, I've got water. I've got everything it takes, right? Now, let's say I was fighting this zombie here, and I got just one of these good old-fashioned throwdown wars, right? I'm punching her, she's punching me, and I'm going over here, and I'm exchanging punches with this thing. Oh, come on, come on, come on. I'm just going to war with zombies all day. What's going to happen is I'm going to get a bleed eventually, right? This armor is protecting me from the bleed super heavy. Why won't you make me bleed? Okay, apparently I was made of iron. 1 second, let me just talk to this guy. Gilbert, how you doing? Get on over here. Make me bleed, please. Okay, you're not going to make me bleed either? Come on, no, it's funny. You players will start playing. Wait, 1 second. You guys will be playing, and you'll look back on. You'll be like, "Well, he never bleeds when he gets hit, but every time I hit, I bleed. Trust me. Me too." Here we go. Here we go. What the hell is going on? Eventually, if I get hit too much, I will get knocked unconscious. There we go. We're bleeding, okay? So now I have a cut. My blood, as you can see the stat over there, it's slowly going down, right? What I need to do is I need to get a bandage. I need to put it into my hands. And I need to make sure the bandage is disinfected. See how it says disinfected right there? And then I hold left click. That's going to patch my wound, okay? Now, if I bandage with something that isn't disinfected, okay, and this is where the medical realm of this game comes in, okay? Oh, look at that. It's actually a medical facility right there. Holy hell, this is perfect. Okay, these are the things that I think most commonly kill players when it comes to sickness. They craft rags or they find rags that aren't disinfected. And when they get these rags, they use them to bandage. Notice how my bandage says disinfected, but these don't, right? They use these rags after they're bleeding, they bandage with them. And then after they bandage with these rags, they get a blood virus and their screen goes, ugh, and their character, ugh, and they slowly die, okay? Or they find a water bottle in the world and they're super thirsty and they're just like, oh, I'm gonna drink this, and they start drinking it and they don't realize what I told you earlier, that the water is poisoned. All the water is poisoned, right? And they die, okay? There's a lot of different illnesses. The main things that I want you guys to think about are how the medicines affect us, okay? Asmondian does great charts for this, actually, and I will reference him, but I will just go over what I think are the most important things right now. All right, so first things first, we have chlorine tablets on top, and these will disinfect any water you find. So if you find a lake and you fill up a water bottle or you fill up a pot, you could put chlorine tablets in the pot and combine it with the pot. Don't put them inside, right? Or combine it with the water bottle, and it'll purify that water and make it drinkable, okay? The other three on top all have the same use. They disinfect things, okay? So they can disinfect a bandage, a sewing kit, a rag to make it a bandage that doesn't hurt you, okay? They can also, if you get the blood virus, if you're going all the time and your screen's getting dark, you could disinfect your wound with it, okay? And you could clean your hands, which we'll talk about later. The blood bag kit, you could draw blood from. Blood test kit, you can find out what kind of blood someone has. First aid pouch is just an inventory space. The heat pack is something that you can activate when in your hands and then put in your inventory. It'll keep you warm. And the IV start kit is something that when combined with the saline bag becomes an IV bag, which then gives you full water and full blood. So those two combined, if you can find both of them and combine them, they become one of the most valuable items in the game. The medical thermometer right there is so you could put it up someone's and figure out exactly, you know what I mean? Okay. So next we have medicines. Charcoal tablets, don't even grab them. They're not important to you, okay? Tetracycline and multivitamins are S tier loot, okay? They're the best, okay? Tetracycline is the only way you can cure the blood virus if you don't disinfect the wound quick enough, okay? And what those do is you'll pop them and slowly it'll heal you. Okay, it'll also work versus standard cold or a flu. Multivitamins, they boost your immune system up to the max stat for a period of time while they're active. Okay, so both of those items are super good. Let's say you're in the cold and you're fishing and you're wet and you think you're going to get sick. You could pop a multivitamin and it makes you immune for a period of time. The next two, codeine tablets and morphine injector, those are going to give you a bonus of HP for a little bit. They won't give you figured like literal more HP, but let's say you're in yellow, you move a little slower, okay? If you take a codeine pill, it'll act as if to your character's movement wise, you were in white. So you'll be able to run for a period of time, okay? So they don't give you more HP, but they make your character think they have more HP, okay? Now in treatment, we have bandages, we have rags, and sewing kit. All of those can be used to patch a wound. But remember, if we don't have them disinfected, we may get a blood infection, okay? A blood bag kit, you can take your blood out and give it back to yourself later. An epinephrine pen, you give yourself a pen in the leg, and suddenly you have stamina, unlimited stamina for a period of time, okay? The pox antidote is if you get mustard gas poisoning, which we'll talk about later, you could take the pox and it will cure it. Last, the saline bag, which we talked about. It'll give you full blood and it will give you full hydration. So let's say you've done it. You've looted your entire town. You've scraped it clean. You know there's no other loot. You got yourself a weapon to defend yourself. Maybe even you found a gun along the way. You got bandages. You got food. You got water. You got armor even, right? What do we do next? Well, the first thing I'm going to recommend is that you find out where you are, okay? And all over the map, they have these little spots like this, okay? And these maps will tell you exactly where you are. So if I zoom in, there's a little red dot. It says Berenzino or Bepepinhos, right? And that tells me where I am. So I can use this to sort of determine where I'm going to go next, right? Now, a theory or a thought that I always want to have is I want to know where the coast is. Now, a theory or a thought that I want to put to you is I always want to know where the water is. And what I want to do when I'm leaving my first town is I want to put my back to the water and I want to find a road that follows that pathway. And look at this. There's a road right here that follows that pathway. The reason being, that will normally take me out of the coastal city. Because I'm putting my back to the coast and I'm distancing myself from the coast, right? And whenever you leave a town, there's going to be signs, okay? And in this occasion, it says Bepepinho right there, right? And it says Bepepinho. You'll see the difference is this one, I'm leaving Bepepinho, Berenzino. And this one, I'm entering Bepepinho. Alongside signs like this that tell you what town you're going into or what town you're leaving, there's also signs like this that'll tell you, hey, if you go that way, you could go to Capacho Kitab, 3 kilometers that way, right? Or we could go up this road 1 kilometer because it doesn't have an arrow left or right. It's telling me 1 kilometer up the road is Exem. So I could follow this road, ultimately landing in a town called Kelm, okay? And when I get to this town, I am now separated from the coast. You can expect that the loot I'm going to find here is going to be that much better than the loot I found down in Bepepinho, right? So when you are leaving your first town, you want to put your back to the water and head out. You can also use things like IZURVIVE, which are maps. So boom, this is the IZURVIVE map. Immediately you open up filters and you could filter by location names, the tier of loot, the type of building that we find, the type of loot we find, water pump. You could turn all the loot off. You could turn only the city signs on or whatever it is. It's going to have it both in the the Czech. Oh, don't make fun of me for this, but they're going to have it in the DayZ language. And then they'll have it in plain old English underneath. So you can use this to help navigate your path. I recommend only using this if you're struggling so much that you're not enjoying it. If you're really enjoying it and you're struggling, I would say keep playing through it. And just mess with all the different... So once you've conquered the coast, you're going to be more inland. And food may become more scarce as you bounce in between the towns. Something you can always depend on is that juicy chicken, okay? So I heard a chicken here not too long ago. I'm going to look for him. Oh, there he is. Okay. So whenever we find a chicken, we just want to hit it. I don't even need a weapon. I can punch him. It's not too easy, not too hard. Somewhere right in between. Never mind, it's very hard. Okay, it turns out it's legendary hard. 6,000 hours. I can't hit. Yo, stay away. Okay. All right, I should edit this out of the video. No, I'm putting it in the video. I'm putting it in the video. They need to see. They must. Oh, Pajota. I want that. Come back here, chicken. You're getting the pickaxe now. Staying in the video. Okay, so now we got. Dude, I thought it bugged out afterwards. So now we got the chicken, okay? I could take it into my hands, but what we want to do is we want to cook this chicken. So I'm going to take a knife into my hands, and I want to skin and quarter. But here's the problem with that. I don't have any gloves on. And if I skin and quarter this creature without any gloves, I am going to get bloody hands. And bloody hands, well, that's one of those sicknesses we talked about earlier, okay? So I'm going to do really quick. I'm going to take this away so no zombies mess with me. And what I want to do is I want to drag... is I want to drag my knife and combine. And then I'm going to skin and quarter. Okay? But I don't have the gloves. So what I need to do is I need to grab rags. If I can't find any gloves, so I need to cut up a shirt or something like that. Grab rags, put it into my hand, and I could craft improvised items. A head wrap, feet wrap, face wrap, eye patch, lots of things. But what I need in this case is improvised hand wrap. So I craft that, okay? Now that that is crafted, I could wear that. And now when I cut this hen up, I will not get bloody hands, okay? But let's say you didn't do that. I'm going to cut them up. Anyway, we're going to show you the bloody hands so you see what it's like. Boom. I got bloody hands. I've done something dark. I can use the same things that I use to disinfect rags or bandages, or I could wash my hands with any water. So I could go to a lake down there. I could go to a well, or I could just use this thing. And if you look in the bottom left, it says wash hands. I could drink it. But if I eat, like right now, if I ate this strawberry jam with these bloody hands, it would make me ill. Ultimately, probably killing me. Okay? So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to wash hands. Watch them. Okay. So now, I got 3 chicken breasts here. I'm going to grab those. Whenever I find bones, it's important that you keep these, okay? They have 2 really good uses. So if I have 2 bones in there, I could craft a bone knife. And that's just going to be a guaranteed knife, right? Maybe you didn't get lucky like me and find the knife in the handsaw right away. If you kill a creature and you skin it just once, you can get bones out of it and make bone knives infinitely, okay? Now, I hear a little sheep over here too, and I found this beautiful gun with a mag earlier. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to shoot this creature. Now, whenever we're talking about wildlife, there's a variety of them in the game. But ultimately, what is going to determine how much steak I get from that creature is going to be how clean my kill is. The cleanest kills we can get in DayZ are to the head. And I know there's hunters out there that I've been told, at least I don't know, they're like, that's not how you kill a creature. And I'm like, yo, I don't know. But in DayZ, if you shoot him in the head, it gives you the most steak, okay? Now, if I shoot him with a shotgun bullet, right, I'm hitting him with like a bunch of pellets with the buckshot round. It's a bunch of pellets. It goes, it's like a bunch of little rounds, right? I'll get very little yield from this creature. But if I use this gun, and I shoot him in the head, we'll talk about guns later, don't you worry. And I bring over something. Whenever I cut up a creature, I want to make sure the knife I'm using is of high quality, okay? It should give me more steaks, okay? Should be a lot of zombies coming, but I'm not too worried about it because we know how to navigate the zombies and we'll be okay. Look at that. You think that's enough food? What do you think? Yeah, what do you think? Someone talk to me. Okay, so I don't even want to fight these zombies. Because although I am an American hero, I think it's a waste of time right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and lock him in here. Stagger this one until his friend gets in. Maybe even kill her if the friend takes too long. Who knows? Hello, zombie apocalypse. Come on in. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Another stone kit. That's going to come in handy later. Put this on my bait. Okay, so now, where did I kill that creature? So you'll see that they give you a hide, a pelt that can be used for tanning. There's a lot of good mods with that. Also, they give you guts. Something you can do with guts is if you put it in your hands and you combine it with a knife, you can turn it into rope. Okay, and this is for like those survivalists and those naturalists out there, those people that just want to be lone rangers in the woods. This will help ultimately with a fishing rod later on. So we're going to keep our hand on that. We're also going to keep the bones. And we are going to keep this fat. So I'm going to do a little Tetris. Okay. Now, we need to cook all this food, right? We just got all this food ready. You want to know how to do that? We're going to learn right now. Let me get rid of the zombie. Okay. So, first things first. There are two ways to do fire. You can make a fire outside, or you can make a fire in a house where they already have a stove, okay? So I'm going to pick that greenhouse right there. Why? Because I think it looks the coolest. Apparently I should have just picked the house right next to me. Okay, here we are. Okay, so we picked the, oh my goodness, there's another zombie, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, the Chronicles of Narnia. Okay, so we picked the greenhouse here. And we've looked inside and we see a fireplace. Okay, so first thing you're going to notice is that you can't access it in vicinity. I don't think it's smart why they do this, but it is the way it is. First thing we're going to need is we're going to want to find sticks and we're going to want to find bark. Okay, so I'm going to go over to a tree with a knife. I'm just going to look at it and it says gather dark bark. If it says gather light bark, which is from light colored trees like white trees, that bark will not work. You need dark bark. Okay, so we're going to gather a couple of these because you can gather up to 8 at once, but it looks like my knife just ruined. Okay, so it ruined because I was using it, so it's no longer of use to me. I'm just going to drop it. I'm just going to keep 2. Oh, whoops. I'm going to keep 2 of these bark right here, okay? Now I need sticks, okay? And if I had a hatchet, I could go over to a tree. I wish I had a hatchet to show you guys. Okay, I didn't find a hatchet. I found an axe, okay? If I have an axe, I could go up to a tree and it will say gather firewood. And I'll just chop away, okay? And now the firewood does not stack, but something I could do is I could drag it onto my splitting axe, and I could split them, and it will make sticks, okay? But let's say you didn't find an axe, okay? Let's say you are out of a knife. You don't even have a knife anymore. Your knife just ruined on these 2 right here, right? What you need to do is you need to go to a bush, okay? Any little bush like this, and it will say gather long stick. You want to hold left click. Now the only thing that happens if you use your hands to do this is if I don't have gloves, I can get cut. If I do have gloves, they'll probably take a little bit of damage every time, okay? So once I get the long stick, I want to put it in my hands and I want to hold left click. This is going to split the sticks into 3, ultimately allowing for us to make a fire in a second here. Ooh, can I fit it? No one's happy with me. Okay, let's go inside. So here we are. I got my sticks. I got my fireplace. I got my bark. We're ready to go. Okay. First thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take our bark and we're going to want to combine it with our short stick. But what we're going to want to make right now is a hand drill kit. Now this is the alternative to a lighter, right? Now the other thing we're going to need is we're going to have to put a piece of bark in our hands or a piece of kindling in general or the sticks, right? We could do this with the sticks too. And we're going to want to attach it to the fire. And that's going to open up the inventory of the fire, okay? And now we can see, here, let me put this in my hands really quick. We have smoking, cooking, which is this area here, this area here. We have fuel, which is our 2 short sticks. We have kindling, which in this case is our bark. You only need 1 kindling to start a fire. Kindling could be rags, so I could have put my rags here. I could put my bandage here, right? I could put a piece of paper. So if I found a box of ammo, I could open up the box of ammo and it would have a piece of paper in there, right? And I just need 1 of these and 1 of these, and then I could start the fire. So I don't have a lighter, I don't have matches, but I do have the hand drill kit that we made, so we're going to ignite the fire. Now, when you're cooking, you want to put your steaks on the cooking area, right? But if you have a cooking pot, it's even better. You can cook all of your food at once. And now, once again, I yield to Asmondian. He has fantastic things on this. as far as like where the nutrients go and what is the most effective per capita, if you will. But in general, you're going to want to get everything cooked, because if something smokes, it loses all water. All hydration stat is removed from that item. So in general, you're going to want to get all of your items in the cooking section. The way I do that personally is these will always cook faster. So I'll cook these. I'll show you right now. I'll cook these, and then I'll drop them off, and then I'll move these ones down here, and I'll drop those off too. So we'll show you really quick. Look at that, it cooked. So now I'm going to move one of these over. I'm going to move my fat in there. Fat is the same as the steaks. The only difference is fat gives you 0 water, and the steaks give you water and food, okay? Well, it looks like also down here, I'm noticing, I'm a little overheated. So I could solve that just by backing away. I could also solve that by going outside, maybe open the door for a little breeze. No, I'm just kidding, the door doesn't matter. But that's because I'm within proximity of the fireplace. This is okay. It only matters if it gets into red or dark blue. It's only full or empty that matters, okay? So it looks like we got another one cooked. Now, I don't want these two to cook in the smoking section because they have water in them, so I'm going to move them up, okay? And you're going to see the difference in color, okay? This steak was cooked on here, like grilled, I guess you could say, and it came out that color. These ones are boiled, and they came out that color, okay? So it looks like now I'm a little bit too hot. We're popping off here. It's a big moment for us. All right, so now I'm losing HP. See how I'm red on the heat? I'm losing HP because of that. And it's nothing to get too concerned about. But in general, you just want to walk away from the fire. Stay at a distance. Also, if the things are in your pants and in your jacket, they're going to warm you up as well. So boom, that's pretty much how you cook. Pending the map you're playing, you could eat it right away. Get your good eatings in. And move on from there. Now, let's go to a lake. I'm going to move over to a lake now. Boom. We made it. Okay, so now that we're at a lake, we're going to want to find a bush that has a long stick, okay? And remember earlier when I told you, wow, that rag's really going to come in handy? Or that rope is really going to come in handy? Well, this is why, okay? If I combine a rope with a long stick, I can make a fishing rod, okay? And now that I have the fishing rod, okay, all I need is a hook. And the cool thing is, with bones, I can use a knife, even the bone knife that I got from the bones, right? And I can combine them, and I can make a hook. Huh? Huh? What are we talking? We're talking full-on natural survivor, the Bear Grylls out in the woods type of stuff, okay? Now we got a hook. Boom. Okay? And you may be thinking, wow, he could go fishing with the hook. That's cool. But even better, I could dig up worms from the ground, okay? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Better organize yourself. I could dig up worms, and I could put them on the hook, and I will get more fish faster that way, okay? Also, alongside that, if you fish in the ocean compared to a lake like this, you'll get different fish, okay? And I won't spoil that for you, but so now I got my earthworm, and I got my fishing hook. I drag and I combine. Craft fishing. Here, I'll show you, sorry. Drag and combine. Craft fishing bait. I hold. Boom. Now I'm going to put that on there. And we going fishing, baby. Let's go. How long do you guys think it takes? Boom. I got a carp. But I'm out here in the woods. And I don't have any fireplaces to cook at. Well, the good thing is I can make a fireplace right here. First thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to combine a knife with the carp. I'm going to want to gut and prepare it. And this is just going to turn it into steaks, kind of like how we did with the chicken, right? Chicken of the sea. Now I have 2 carp fillets, okay? Now we're going to want to go to a bush, and we're going to want to get sticks, okay? Like right here, long stick. And now it's pretty much the exact same thing. We want to split it. make long sticks. We want to get bark. But notice, not light bark. We want dark bark, right? My knife is really tough. Want to combine because I want to make a hand drill kit. Want to get another piece of bark so that I can make the fireplace here. So I have 2 more pieces of bark, unnecessary, but I got them regardless. So I'm going to take my bark and a stick, and I'm going to craft fireplace. Okay? So I got my fireplace there. And even put the extra bark in there. Got my sticks in there. I got my hand drill kit, so now I have fuel, kindling. I can light it up. Boom. So now my fire is going. It's beautiful. It's strong. Oh, I think. Come on. Come on, baby. Light for me. Come on. Oof, didn't light. Tough. Come on, baby. Light for me. Come on, baby. Don't blow out in the wind again. Boom. There we go. Let there be light. Okay. Whew. I thought I didn't know after 6,000 hours. I didn't figure out that. Okay, so now that we got that, we have to get something to cook the fillets on. And what we need for that is another long stick. Right here? Maybe? Yeah. Want another long stick, and this time, instead of splitting it, we are going to sharpen it, alright? So we're going to take our knife, we're going to put it on it, and then we're going to scroll wheel, not split, we're going to sharpen and hold left click. Then we're just going to put our fillet over there, combine, walk over to the fire, hold left click, and, oh, Quincy, you okay? And roast. And we're going to wait for it to cook. And that is pretty much the entire fishing tutorial. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm thinking about telling you guys about gas zones. A gas zone just struck. Okay? So these are completely random. And once they strike in, they essentially explode in the sky, like above this point right here. And then they come down and they spread across the entire zone. Now, I would not be able to traverse this without the proper equipment. What is the proper equipment? Well, it's NBC gear. You can find it normally at medical locations and military locations around the map. But generally what happens is this comes down and then the tiered loot inside grows. Also, there are static toxic zones. For example, Riffy in the northeast is a location where there's always going to be a static toxic zone where there's tier 5 loot inside. These are random events that happen around the map, and as you travel inland, you're going to come across them. If you ever are in the middle of a town, let's say you were standing right here and there was no smoke, and then you hear, right, you hear the explosion above you, okay? What you need to do is you need to run, dude. Because if you don't run fast enough, and that mustard gas just so happens to land on top of you, you're going to die. The other dynamic event we're going to find out there in the world once you get off the coastline is Heli Crashes, okay? And these are going to be happening all around the map. You're going to hear them. It's going to be like beep, 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 beep. It's going to be a giant explosion, right? And these are normally going to be protected by a group of zombies, and they're also going to have one gun spawn of possibly the highest tier in the game, okay? They could have more than that, but in general, they're always going to have at least one gun spawn and an opportunity to get the highest tier loot that exists in the game. There's a map on IZURVIVE that will show you all the locations that the helis crash. And I'm not going to spoil too much of that for you in the meantime. As we do push north, we're going to come across more and more militarized zones. Okay? And when you enter a military zone, there has to be like a sort of flashing alert in your head. This is an area that other players are going to be pulled to. It's an area other players are going to be more attracted to than civilian areas because there's an opportunity for greater tiers of loot here, okay? So whenever we enter a military compound or a military structure of any kind, we have to put our mind on extra alert. Does that mean that I can't make friends here? I see someone over here in a building and I want to talk to them. Does it mean that I can't talk to them? No. But it does mean that people, equally as much as you should be on edge, are also going to be on edge. So as you push further into the map and you get deeper and deeper, know that the contacts you're going to come across are going to lessen, but the challenges of those interactions are going to grow, okay? And let's actually say you made it all the way to this airfield. All right, so now let's talk about armor. We have 3 tiers of armor in the game. The first one being the police vest, which, as you can see, you could put 4 grenade slots on, but it has no inventory space. Next up, we have the press vest, which is tier 2, which also, get out of my business really quick, which also has grenade slots, okay? So you could put any grenades here, flashbangs, smoke grenades, anything. But it also has inventory, and the actual protective value of this item is about double of that one, okay? And then you go up even one more tier, and this one is about double the press vest, right? I would say maybe even a little bit, maybe a little bit less actually. But also, you have grenade slots. The cool thing about the plate carrier is it comes with 0 inventory, okay? As you can see, the plate carrier has no inventory, but it has these little pouches slots that you can put on there, and a little pistol slot as well, okay? You are going to be trying to find all 3 of these armors, okay? This one, you find at police stations. This one, you find at civilian buildings. This one, you find at military installments, okay? So as you are traveling, armor has to be on your mind as the most important thing to accessing survival. Why? Because those armors that we see in front of us, not only are they going to protect us for zombies, but getting shot with, let's say, this rifle right here, okay? In that one, if I get shot in the chest, maybe it kills me, but it probably just knocks me out. That one, I definitely am only getting knocked out. This one, I maybe take 3 of these shots that would kill a naked player in one, right? So not only are these going to help you versus zombies, give you less cuts, give you more concussive value, more difficult to knock out, right? But alongside all of that, these are also going to protect you versus bullets a lot, okay? So we want armor at all times. It's the most important thing for our survival. All right, so now we're going to get into the gunplay tutorial. Let's say you made it all the way to Northwest Airfield, which is where I am here, and you got a bunch of guns and you want to fight some zombies, okay? The first thing that I'm going to tell you is that guns across all spectrums, they all operate with the same hotkeys, okay? So first off, here I have a BK-12. This is a single chamber shotgun, okay? And in my inventory, you can see I have 3 different types of bullets here, okay? If I hold R, it's going to take a bullet from my inventory at random and place it in the gun and place the slug, okay? Now, let's say I didn't want that bullet and I actually wanted this rubber slug to shoot a dolphin with, okay? I could tap R once. If you look in the bottom left-hand corner, it says I have 1 bullet in the chamber. I could tap R once, and now I'm emptying the chamber, okay? And now, if I wanted to load any specific type of ammo, I could just drag and drop it. Okay? So that's if I have a single chamber weapon. Remember, R clears the chamber. I normally double tap it myself. And holding R reloads with a random ammo in your inventory, okay? Now, let's say you have a more advanced gun. Gun like an SK, okay? So this is an SKS. This gun, and you're going to learn about these, and once again, I tell you to reference Asmondian. This gun has an internal mag. So as you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, it says I have 1 bullet in the chamber, and I have 9 in parentheses there. I have 9 inside of the magazine. But this gun doesn't have a magazine per se, like this is right here, right? That's a magazine. It has an internal magazine. So if you look, there's a little boop, 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 boop. It has a magazine built into the gun, okay? So if I were to take some of these bullets out in the chamber, R, I could take a bullet out and it'll rechamber it every time, right? Now I have the bullets in my inventory. And let's say I wanted to reload this gun. I would just hold R. Don't let go. Don't let go. It's going to load all the ammo in, right? Really straightforward, okay? Sometimes you're going to come across a gun that has an optic, okay? In order to prime the gun, we hold our action button, right click. And now I could just shoot from my hip right here, right? But let's say I wanted to get more accurate shots. Even if I didn't have the optic, we'll do it like that. I could hold shift and aim down sight, okay? And then even furthermore, I could hold control tighten my grip on that, right? But if you look at our stamina bar down here, it's going to deplete faster and faster the longer I hold my breath, right? Okay, now if I have an optic on my gun and I want to shoot up there, I could scroll wheel once I right click, right? I've right clicked. I should also say that you could also access aiming down sight just by tapping right click, right? It just goes straight to it, okay? So I could hold right click and bring my gun up at my hip and shoot from the hip, or I could tap right click. Now I'm locked in this, and in order to get out of this, which I don't recommend people do it this way, but you tap right click again, okay? Reason being, you could get locked in this when you really want to bandage, and it could just be chaos, okay? But now I have an optic on my gun. I tap right click, and I'm aiming down the iron side of the gun, but I want to aim down this big old optic above me, right? So I scroll wheel up, scroll wheel down, scroll wheel up, scroll wheel down, scroll wheel up. And now I'm aiming down the sights of the optic, okay? And let's say I see a guy in that bush. Oh, my goodness. There's a guy in that bush right there. Do you see him? No, you probably don't because he's not there. But let's say there was someone there. And let's say that was 500 meters away, okay? In the bottom left-hand corner, you're going to see my ranging. So I could press page up, put the range up to 500 meters, and then I could aim at that and shoot my shot, right? I could page down to lower my range, okay? And this goes for every optic in the game as far as I know. Maybe the PSOs, but you right click, you aim down sight, and you page up, page down to change the range, okay? So now we got to talk about probably the most important thing that for new players, because if you come across this in a game, you're going to be like, what the hell, man? You didn't tell me this part. So here I have a gun that is badly damaged, okay? So the conditions go badly damaged, damaged, worn, and pristine. Right now I'm badly damaged, okay? And my mag is in pretty good condition. So let me take this mag out really quick. What determines your gun jamming is a combination of things. It's the quality of your magazine and the quality of your gun. Okay, so I have two badly damaged things right now. If I go full auto, it jams. It jammed in 4 bullets. I didn't even plot that. This is my first try, guys. No script here, okay? And now I have this X where I should have a bullet, right? I should have a bullet in that chamber in the bottom left, but I have an X. This is bad. This is the worst thing that can happen in the middle of a gunfight is your gun jams, right? So first off, how we clear that jam is just like we're reloading. We just hold the R. I could run full sprint and do this as well. So let's say someone's shooting at me, right? And he'll smack the bullet and he'll rechamber it. Now I have a bullet in. And if I shoot again, I'm willing to bet it's going to jam again. Okay? So I have to hold R again. So how do we fix this? Well, like I said, we have to be working with good gun parts. So if I take out my mag, I'm going to put a 75 round drum mag in here. Big old mag, but it's pristine, the condition of the drum mag. I got to a couple more bullets, right? Maybe not a lot, but I got to a couple more. I got 13 bullets in that time, okay? So what we need to do is we need to find a weapon cleaning kit, gun cleaning kit, this bad boy right here, Dark Woods Arms. We need a drag and drop combined repair. And as we repair a weapon, its condition is going to improve. But know that it's not going to be as good ever as a freshly pristine weapon, right? So ultimately, see, I repaired it once and now I'm at damaged. I'm going to repair it again. We're going to put it all the way up to worn. As you can see, the weapon cleaning kit gets a little bit less usage every time we do that. Okay, rain gods. And now I have a worn AK with a pristine mag. Let's see how far we get. Do you see? So the condition of our weapons really matters when we're out there in the world. We want to make sure that we are taking care of these things before the fight happens, right? Because we don't want to be in the middle of it. And now that you've shot so many rounds at the middle of the airfield, is that a guy on top of the tower right there? My friends, I've taught you everything you need to know. The last thing I'm going to say to you is make a friend on your adventure. Go out there. Don't be in fear of running into someone and losing it all. Because ultimately, making friends in this game and sharing the journey is what makes it memorable. What makes it the best is when you squad wipe someone and your homie's there with you. So get out there, use all these tools, make it the best you can, and enjoy your time. Love you guys. Bye-bye.